You know what I love about this? You have so many teams who we already know. We've had the opportunity to cast in the past as well. I mean, you look at teams like A1ESPORTS, you have teams like, for example, Zeus Esports, who are, for me personally, a newer name. But everyone's like, they're a team you have to be keeping an eye out for. But then you have teams like, Dead Eyes Guys, for example, a team who we have had the pleasure of casting multiple times.
One of those gentlemen who would actually go the other end of where the circle is. And you'll be like, all right, I'll probably come in a little bit later. People don't expect anyone through the blue zone. And talking about that, we already have our first blood, and it's going to be Jax who is going to walking away. And look at that. I really love the new animations. I love the fact that, talk about death being cold. That is definitely frigid. That is going to be a frozen crate over there, as Sinister is going to make sure he gets the best of the loot. But with that, we do have the first casualty in the game. And, well, A1ESPORTS seem to have made the right decision to make sure that they are the ones that made it to Fairy Pair first. Because now they can be in a bit of a position to kind of, cement themselves in. They can fortify themselves in not just one, but a lot of buildings, making sure they have as many angles and as many flanks as possible. And, well, let's see if they can hold on against an onslaught of attacks that are going to be coming their way very shortly.
That beach this early, I'm not too sure what he's thinking. Now, A1, they don't really want to give away their fortification either, and it's not really worth the hunt, at least in my opinion, just going for that one kill, exposing yourself, especially with a multitude of teams in the vicinity. And as I say that, Dante has spotted out a member from the side of Stalwart Flex to wear the team towards military base. They've managed to somehow sneak their way into its Fairy Pier without really facing off against any opposition. So all these teams, all these players are being very, very placid, very trepidant at the moment, not really looking to make the first move. Ascended the circle, but circle number 4, the fourth play zone is what's going to dictate what's going to happen over here. It's going to be still towards Fairy Pier, it's going to be towards the island. Never mind, it's going to be a battle breaking out. A1, they didn't want to take the fight to anyone, but the fight is going to be coming towards them, and it is going to be INES Clutch inside of the same house as Boy. And Newt is right outside, providing eyes for his teammate. Clutch, he's kind of in a rough spot. He's trapped. Newt taking a bit of damage as well, just healing himself up, popping a couple of painkillers. And A1, this house is there for the time being, but for how long can they hold off the onslaught?
Well, that is a question that we definitely want to answer. And just another thing to reiterate, INES kind of followed the same migration pattern that Zeus Esports did. Ooh, Newt, you could be in trouble. That grenade, ooh, luckily it's just a smoke grenade. Of course, some cover to make sure that they have a little bit of maneuvering space, while Khan from F4 is going to put Rayan from Blood Legion on his knees. And, well, there's a retaliation as he took a Car 98 to the head. I mean, I want to see some sniping action. I want to see some headshots. But right now, it is going to be A1ESPORTS up against INES. Now, INES are in a little bit of a pickle because they need to dedicate themselves to one side because they have F4 and Blood Region towards their back and, well, A1ESPORTS right up front. So they got to make their moves right now or they are going to be decimated.
I know there's a battle happening right now, but the next circle is going to be brutal indeed. Wow. We do have INES getting eliminated. They didn't even get a single kill, and that's a rough start to the tournament here for the side of INES.
He was just one bullet too late. Otherwise, he would have racked up 6 kills to his name. The play zone is finally going to get Joker. He gets the last laugh as A1ESPORTS are going to be eliminated.
Area. Now a map like Sandhawk completely depends on where the first circle comes. Because if it's going towards the west side, compounds going in for themselves, they've got the map control over here, whereas Blood Legion just have that one side going in their favor. So they really need to stick it up amongst themselves, wait for the fights to happen, and once it does, isolate the players of A1ESPORTS and maybe then go for a push.
But take a look at the minimap, there's still one guy in the backlines of Blood Legions, and maybe he can, create a little bit of trouble for the players of A1ESPORTS. But again, Blood Legion, of course, being one of the teams that actually got 1v3'd by Wall Trucks. Now, that is a sad news right there. We certainly did not expect those kind of things happening. Almost connected with Jax there, taking a little bit of shots, but again, Jax is going to be safe for a while, as Leo is going to be in the bottom stairs, of course. And Blood Legions don't really seem like they are forcing the fight over here. They are taking their sweet little time as A1ESPORTS. They are moving all over the place, if you can take a look. They are giving so much sound cues. Maybe sometimes it's actually a good thing to keep a team engaged, as Sinister is coming from the backlines, and maybe he can catch one player of Blood Legions off guard.
He certainly can. I mean, right now, all that they are doing is try to form different angles. But
Oh, he has been
Sinister
spotted.
certainly has been spotted out there. The Molotov going in, kind of being a decider as to where his position is, completely compromised. And he needs to find a different angle to engage. So the lurking part cannot be done over here right now. But we can see 6ix9ine also, joining Sinister. So they're kind of maintaining that 2-2 split amongst themselves. But with Blood Legion, right now, what they can really do is go aggressive. They can go ham, but Sinister getting that first knock onto its nuclear. This certainly spells trouble for Blood Legion.
That's going to be opening so many things, as there might be a little bit more breathing space for A1ESPORTS, as Sinister is going to be continuing the domination. He is closing out the distance, getting real up close and personal, as Dante is going to be doing the same thing. Now, Dominic, of course, isn't really giving a lot of sound cues, but again, he is going to be making the sound, as he has been spotted. Sinister taking a lot of damage from Leo. And Leo certainly not able to take him down, as Leo has been compromised by Dante, but the trades are happening back and forth, and A1ESPORTS coming out on top in that fight. Beautiful performance from Sinister.
Pass bias, and they're going to take them down, but Prabeen getting his hands on the M249. This weapon does make a lot of noise, but here we have Jax getting a beautiful knock onto his Abliamo and eliminating him before he even realizes what did hit him.
Exactly, Jax declaring a war. And again, how is he going to be standing out on top? That's going to be a massive deciding factor to witness, as A1ESPORTS are trying their best to get a full rotation, being safe at the same time. But again, if you're going to be running inside open ground, then there's like hardly any chance that you are going to be safe. Of course, you might get compromised from those squads up top. But again, now they are pretty lucky, as there is not going to be that many squad in the nearby vicinity. Of course, Venom Legends being on top of the hill, but I don't really feel like they have any clue what A1ESPORTS is doing or where they are going. Repositioning is going to be a main factor to win any kind of fights, and that's where maybe he will fall down. But again, now 7C are trying their best to even close down the distance, as the rotations are going to be happening. Those
we saw a little earlier on in game number 1. Now this, of course, is going to be a bit more inclined to the northern aspect of this map.
Knock, but I don't think we'd have had a chance to get the finish in the end. INES, they either go out the bottom 2 or 3, or they get a chicken dinner, and now they go out first, which is, I guess, just
they go big or they go home. It's as simple as that.
They literally are living up to that. The epitome of going big or going home, as Dante is in a bit of a pickle. A1 taking a fight to 7C, and look at A1. Sinister just charging on in, looking to finish out the last member standing with the looks of it for 7C. It's all in Totter, and there's nothing Totter can do. He will be found out, and with that 7C are going to be joining INES. Rough start there, but A1 wasting no time. They do lose one member, but that's a team wipe they're going to be pretty happy with. The circle, and the circle, ladies and gentlemen, it is Sinister indeed. It is going to be smack on top of Future Station, and they were out in the open. It's going to be open fields. I can only see one compound in that play zone, and guess which team's lying in wait? It is Zeus.
Well, let's see if the gods of Olympus are going to do something, as Team F4 are going to find themselves eliminated in the 12th position with just that one kill to their name. And talking about the gods, Godless, in fact, is going to be opening up with his DP28, as he does get a knock on a member of the opposite team. And right now, looks like A1ESPORTS are going to be moving in for the zone as well. They're going to have a little bit of an issue, because I do see on the minimap on my other screen, they might just run head-on into Seal Esports, as both these teams are trying to make their way to the circle. But
We've got to see who it was in bullets. Bullets flying past thick and fast. Sinister getting a little too overeager, and now A1 are down to just one man standing, and Jax needs to cross on over to the next building to try and res his teammate. A player will fall for Seal. Zake just might be the last man standing here for the side of Seal, and it does look like it for a moment. I was like, how is he not aware? And it is going to be a member of Deadeye's guy on his knees. The rest should be coming on in. Smokes have been deployed everywhere. But again, look at the left-hand side of the screen. Zeus, the only team with a compound to work with amongst everyone else in the play zone at the moment.
see, that's a give and take, to be honest with you, because yes, you have the only compound, but then again, people want to breach that compound, and it looks like 1952 are finally going to be knocked out in this game. Not a blast from the past as we were expecting, as Magnet finally falls down to the enemy, as Sinister does the same, this time courtesy of Gyro. Looks like Blood Legion just might move in, but Dante is going to be at hand to get in that revive. Have you noticed one thing? Future Station initially found themselves in a pickle, and now they're just biding their time. They're staying quiet.
Yeah, and the fact that they were able to hold off the onslaught from all these, they have a couple of small little ridges, right? A little bit of tropes and a little bit of ridges to work with, and I think they've done a pretty good job letting everyone else battle each other, not really committing to a fight. And like you said, right now they're in a good spot, but of course the team right now who's in the best spot is Zeus. Player, and look at Godless! Look at Godless is sneaking up from behind! No one's aware! No one is aware that there is a snake amongst their midst, and he can hear someone else approaching as well. A1 coming in from behind. The vehicle is going to apply a bandage as well. This is absolute pandemonium, and Godless, the guy, he's got cojones of steel. He's going to come above, and Blood Legion, they have no idea. They have no idea that they are being hunted.
I do believe one of them has an idea. Well, Deadeye's guys are going to get taken down because I did kind of see a Molotov being lobbed in this direction.